Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, we're going to be doing a random portal investigation in No Man's Sky. Let's jump on over into game. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Boom. And now I am on this screen. Okay, right. Okay. And I want to go into my catalogue. So let's go into the catalogue. So when we're actually going around and we're doing our sort of gallivanting, I want to try and pin a few things inside of here. Let's try and just angle my camera down a little bit more. Yep, there we go. Oh, we got Prozac Bob in the house. Hello there, Prozac Bob. Welcome, Rob. Sorry, Rob, not Bob. I need to wear my glasses. Have I got my glasses in this case just here? I do have my glasses in this case just here. Let's put them on so I can bloody read. There you go. Daniel Hipley's there as well. Hold on, Daniel Hipley. Let me get the old specs on. Boom. Oh my days. Okay, and that says Hope Expedition 10 comes soon. Hello, everyone, too. Well, that doesn't really help for reading. In fact, that made it a bit more blurry. Right. For such sake. Okay, right, here we go then. So, yeah, I want to pin a few things in here. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with the bloody show. Let's do this. Okay, right, well, let's hit on up the portal. Now we need ourselves a random portal code. So let's make myself a little bit bigger on the screen. Chickapow. This is a No Man's Sky Assistant app. I'm just going to hit this button in the corner here. It should refresh those. Look at that animation. It's freaking lovely. Freaking lovely. Put that on a little stand down there. I'll jump back into game and we'll go key that in, people. There we go. And Zoo Games in the house. Hello there, Zoo Games. Zoo Games, another content creator, a bloody good one. Check him out if you haven't already. He's awesome. Mike UK. Hello there, Mike UK. Right, here we go. Let's put this one in. Activate portal. And we've got ourselves a sunset, an eagle, a waypoint, and a beetle. Again, that's your first four. Next four, dragonfly, flux capacitor, a waypoint, and another dragonfly. Last four, waypoint, Triforce, and a dip. Oh no, it's one of those. One of those. Dragonfly. And a well-inventory black hole to finish it off. That's your final four, people. Now we're jumping in. Now, if you haven't seen one of these episodes, people, before, the first planet I go to, I name stuff after everybody that's in the live chat right now inside of the Viewerverse. And then a little bit later on, when I go to the second planet, I name it after the people that are in a little bit later on inside of the live stream, peeps. So yeah, oh, we've got Rice's Starship Emporium here as well, another awesome content creator. And we've got links being dropped by Wolfie, the moderator, Farquhar. Thank you, Wolfie Farquhar, I guess. Let's jump back into game. There you go, I'll do it on this view, so you get like a little bit of a border around it. How lovely is that? Hopefully the live chat will start appearing over that other camera angle where you can see the back of my head in a moment. There we go. Oh, it's a frost frickin' world. I don't like snowy frost bitten worlds. No, they all look the blanking same. Bit like the older swamp planets and lava planets. But I like all the other biomes. I'm just not a massive fan of those three. Oh, and the exotic ones. After you've seen every exotic planet, you've kind of seen all of them. You know, the ones with the trophies on. Anyhow, let's scan some creatures that we can name after you guys in the Viewerverse, because that's what this is all about, really, and see if we can find ourselves a nice discovery to pin inside of the catalogue. Are you going to be pinnable loveliness? No, you're not. You're quite simply, yeah, you're like an anti to aardvark come deer type looking thing. What the fudge are you, mate? He's like a little, oh, he's quite cute, though. He's quite cute. I like the curly tail. I like the Mohican on his back. We'll have a better look at him in the Discoveries catalogue, people. Any other creatures that I've missed? Yes. What the fudge is that? Okay. That's weird. That's just weirdness. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Any other creatures for me to scan today? Heck no. Heck no. Okay, right. Boom. Okay, so we've got those. Let's go into our discoveries then. Let's see what we've got, people. So, we've got this guy here. Right. That's going to be Prozac Rob. Yes, Prozac Rob. Here we go. Prozac. Boom, 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 boom. Rob. Prozac Rob is in green because Prozac Rob is a member. Thank you very much, Prozac Rob, for your support and all that sort of shenanigans. And 07 again for being first here. And you've just been immortalized. You've got this guy. And it hears ground vibrations. I don't think that one's worth pinning, but It's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, as far as weirdness goes, that's got weirdness all over it. Okay, there we go, Prozac Rob. Oh, this is the cute one that I thought was quite cute. Looking at it, though, no fur whatsoever. You would have thought, being on such a cold planet, it would have had fur. This is something I've been saying for some time. This looks like it's more sort of inclined to be on a hot planet. It almost looks quite scaly or amphibious, or maybe on a swamp biome. But apparently this one is untamable. I'm fairly sure I could feed it and tame it if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to prove the point because it's a shite creature. Anyway, we're going to call this one Daniel here, please. Sorry, Daniel, but you got a shite creature, ready? But I think it's better than the first one, if that's any consolation. There you go. Boom. And what do we got here? Aardvark deer with 2 tails. Carries symbiotic worms. Lovely. Yeah. You don't want to be anywhere near that thing, do you? Okay, right. Well, here we go. This is going to be Zoo Games. There you go, Zoo Games. And you definitely want to be near Zoo Games, though. He does some awesome content. So, yeah, a bit of an inverse creature for good old Zoo. But there you go. Zoo Games. There you go. Boom. Kabow! Zoo has been immortalized. And this guy's got magnetic teeth. How's that useful? If you go to drink some Coca-Cola, you're going to get that stuck to your frickin' face. Okay, here we go. There we are. There we are. Let's put in Mike UK. Mike UK. Boom, boom, boom. Mike UK, you got the magnetic teethed budgie regard. I think you might have the best animal so far in this episode, but that's not hard, to be fair. We've had some real shite ones on a very shite planet. We're also going to name the planet after somebody inside of the Viewerverse, people. Well, that's going to be Wolfie Farquharsi. Yeah, yes, it is. Wolfie Thwack. It's actually Klingon. I always pronounce it incorrectly. Yes, it kind of looks like Farquhar to me, but to the rest of the world it reads as it should. Thwack. Yes, it means fun in Klingon, people. It does, honest. Right, okay, let's have a look around. Let's see if there's any other creatures that may have spawned in the time that I've been just dilly-dallying. No, there's nothing that's spawned in while I've been dilly-dallying, people. Right, well, we might as well name this system as well, then. Here we go, let's do that, then. Rebecca. Okay, cool. All right, so let's name this system. And it's going to be Eugene Carr. The Eugene Carr system. Eugene Carr. Kaboom! There you go. You can tell they're regulars, people. They're appearing in my sort of short list, aren't they? There you go. Or auto-type list, I should say. Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, what we do now is we head on up to the station. Heading on up to the station in the sky. Heck yes. And I'm just going to check the multi-tool cabinet. Check the multi-tool cabinet, see what multi-tool frequents this system, and we're going to see what ship's flying as well. Take a little look-see on what's on there, and then we're going to be hitting up a second planet. And like I said, second planet, I'm going to start naming stuff after those that have joined my chat recently, rather than those that were here. Through the doors, George Doors. Let's fly on through to the upper side of this lovely station. Quite a nice nebula in this system. The blues and purples meld quite nicely. Very nice system. Not so keen on the yellow station, though. You can keep that. It's rather Pac-Man, doesn't it? Righto, cool, let's fly in. Lovely jubbly. Prozac Rob, no problem. Nice. Tickle that like button, says Raishi, the Starship Emporium. Yes, turn it blue. Yes. Yeah, cool, yeah. That's jumping out of the ship. Boom! Yes, other colours are available if you're colourblind. Right, okay, now, what was I doing in here? Oh, yes, we're checking the multi-tool cabinet, people. Heck, yes, we are. Let's head on over here. Lovely jobs! And what's in the cabinet? It's a terrible multi-tool as well. We had a terrible system, terrible animals compared to other episodes. We've had episodes, people, where we have found alien multi-tools, experimental multi-tools, and awesome creatures. Yes, you only need to check the thumbnails of my playlist of these random portal adventures to see that I've had a lot more luck than we're having this time. The Raycast Absorber Mark, whatever that number is in Roman numerals. Chickapow, there's probably some learned person inside of the chat that would have known exactly what those Roman numerals meant, but I am not one of those learned people. Heck no, I'm not. Heck no. Righto, well, we've got ourselves a lovely fighter here. I'm liking this configuration. It looks like something out of Battlestar Galactica. I like that. That's pretty cool. I'm not really a fan of high dorsal fins on ships, though. Or really these sidearms. So, yeah, it's alright, but it's not one that I'll be flying myself. Now, this ship that I've got right now, though, this Sentinel ship, I've actually done a video on this, because it looks just like my logo, doesn't it? It looks rather kinky. I love it! Okay, well that's my logo colours as well, this Explorer, isn't it? Okay, nice. Red, white and black is my favourite colour combination. But for whatever reason, it almost looks like this sort of hood to it is an orange colour rather than the red. Is it? Or is that just a lighting trick inside of here? I don't know. But that's quite tasty. Again though, I'm not very keen on vertical height on ships. Especially when you're flying into your freighter. It just looks wrong, because it always clips, doesn't it? You know? And they haven't fixed that for frickin' eons. Oh, look at that! MA1 Megatan. It's almost like Megatron from frickin' Decepticons in Transformers, though. Quite a nice name. No, I thought we was getting another ship flying in then. It wasn't. It was the fighter departing the actual station. Now, my stations are still a little bit broken, people. I don't get many ships fly in each wave. I only maybe get like 2. And then every now and again, I might even just get 1. And then nothing flies in afterwards. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether stations are broken or whether it's just my poor luck. Anyways, let's head on back to the actual portal. We'd hit on up a second planet, people inside of the viewerverse. Heck yes, let's go do this. Boom! Interactamundo. Nice, says Zoo Games. Pretty nice ships and stuff going on there. Hi, Captain Stephen Chat, says Roger Lawrence. Well, hello there, Roger Lawrence. Welcome. The Moon Shepherd is back. Hello there. How's it again, Captain? Good to see you, Moon Shepherd. I love that name. It's a freaking awesome name. Heck yes, it is. Tony Butterfield. Hello there, Tony Butterfield. Right, okay, right, let's go to your bases. Lovely jubbly. And let's head on back. I'll go to my portal base this time instead of the other one I was just at. Boom, tiddly boom. Yeah, purple or green? Well, is that your favourite combination, is it? Eugene Carr says 14. In Roman numerals, that was 14. You're pretty darn good at that, aren't you? Yes. I mean, I saw 3 digits. I automatically assumed it would have been in the hundreds. But then, that's just me, though. You know. Mortars. Oh, Morties. I can't. There's a freaking Z in your name. Yeah. Hi, Steve. Isn't E3 cancelled this year? I don't know. I haven't got an invite and know that much for free. Yeah, who knows? I prefer white and blue. White and blue is a ship. Yeah, we've all got our preferences. I go for red, white, and black because my logo colours. And look, you can see actually on my actual person, I'm looking rather dapper in those colours as well. It's not my favourite colour. None of those colours are my favourite colour. My favourite colour in real life is orange. Heck yes, yes, I like orange as a colour, people. Okay, well, let's head on over this way. I didn't always like orange. My favourite colour at one time was green when I was a kid, but over time it's just changed to orange. Don't know why, it just did. Okay, right, here we go. Let's head on here. Boom. Let's hit this one up. I find orange quite relaxing, to be honest. My missus, though, not a fan of orange. Yeah, my last house, I had orange and beige and brown curtains, which I thought were really nice. They had all geometric patterns on. They were really cool. No, she didn't like them. Pretty much burnt them. Anyway, let's... well, she didn't, but she gave them away. Okay, here we go. Let's head on over. Let's hit on up another code. Let's make myself a little bit bigger on the screen for this lovely moment of animation. Chicka-boom. Go on. There we go. Chicka-pow-pow. Chicka-boom-boom. We got ourselves a new code there, people, just so you can see it on screen. Lovely jubbly. And we jump back into the old game. Chicka-boom. And I start hitting in this code. Actually, let's make myself a little bit... I'll put the code in. Right, okay, here we go then. So we've got a sunset. Boom. Reflexion. And a Wellington twirly black hole. And an eclipse. That's the first 4. Next 4. Wham or TP. Followed by a Triforce. And we got ourselves a budgie. Yeah, there we go. Or an eagle, bird, whatever you want to call it. Pigeon. And we got ourselves an eclipse. Lovely jubbly. And another pigeon. Cool. And a Reflexion. Pow. And a little box with a ball in it. You know, a voxel, as some people call it. Yeah, whatever a voxel is. And we got ourselves a whale or a fish. Yeah, pow. Okay, right. You see there, it says that it's a corrupted code. Normally, I'd respin it. But you know what? I can't be asked. When we get to the other side, I'll bring up the code so you can see the proper code for where we arrive. Okay, here we go. Let's go on in. Boom, and we're in. Lovely jubbly. We've got Miyogi in the house. Miyogi is the master of pets. I mean, he's awesome at finding crazy pets. And when I say find, sometimes he uses like save edits and things to bring the pets in, but he does pet giveaways occasionally. Some of my most exotic pets have come from Miyogi, like the birds that you can ride on and stuff. Freaking awesomes. Yeah, check out Miyogi's channel if you haven't already. He's also a sterling guy. I mean, if you are after a pet, normally if you hit him up, as long as you join the helpers party or help out in some way, shape or form in whatever endeavour he's got going, he'd be more than happy to chuck you over a pet in return. Anyways, let's jump on into game. I don't want to talk for him. He might say no. You'd have to try him, see if he's in a good mood. He's usually in a good mood. Oh, for fudge's sake, it's another frickin' Frost World. Right, okay, time to chuck the control pad out of the window and retire. No, it's not. I mean, fudge it. We're going to explore it anyway. We're going to scan it. Is that the same frickin' bird that we had on the last Frost World? Well, kind of, apart from it's got 4 wings, not 2. Alright, well, there's another bird there. What the fudge are you, mate? What the heck is that? Okay, that's a bit frickin' weird. That's kind of nice. That might get pinned because it's so frickin' weird. What are you? Okay, pal. That's frickin' weird as well. I want to have a closer look at that frickin' thing. What the heck are you? It's just a roly-poly ball of mess. Look at that. When I was in the Philippines, I ate a duck fetus in an egg. It looks just like that. I ate something that looked just like you, mate. Yeah, you better run, because I'm feeling hungry. Okay, right, okay, let's go. For fudge's sake. If you didn't see my trip to the Philippines, I ate all sorts. I had a frickin' pig's eye in one episode. I ate 1-day-old chicks. Yeah, so as soon as a chick hatched from the egg, straight into the frickin' fryer it went, no. I ate one of them. Oh my days, look, there's a ball with eyes in. I just said that I ate pig's eyes. I ate you as well. In the Philippines. Yeah, no mercy in the Philippines when it comes to whatever they blink and eat. Yeah, and the other thing was like duck fetuses in the egg. You know, they just boil the egg with the duck fetus still in it when it's close to hatching. And that's a meal out there. You know, that's the real thing, honest people. I ate one. And look, there's another roly-poly creature. Well, this planet's freaking awesome for ball-like creatures. If you're after a ball-like creature, this is a fantastic place, isn't it? But yeah, I only ate one of the 1-day-old chicks because I don't really overly agree with it. You know, it's welcome to the world. Into a fryer you go. No, that just it's not. You wait till they've grown up. I'd much rather have KFC or something. You know, there's not a lot of meat to be had on a little 1-day-old chick. But then saying that, they cook the whole thing. You eat the legs, you eat the head, you eat the wings, you eat everything. Yeah, Balut. Yes, Balut. Yes, I ate that. Yeah. Todd Stewart says brutal. It was a bit, wasn't it? Yeah. King Cool Man. Hi there, guys, and Captain Steve. I've just liked your stream and videos, brother. Well, thank you, King Cool Man. King Cool Man. That's also, yeah, Big Ben Furban. He changes his freaking channel name more often than I go on holidays, basically. I don't have many holidays. No, he changes his name a heck of a lot more than that. I don't know what to equate it to. He changes his freaking channel name as often as he can allow, I think, with YouTube's algorithms and rules. Anyhow, I think... Oh, no, there's another creature we can scan just about to come over this hill. We got him. He's a fast one. Look at that thing. Okay, have we scanned all creatures on this planet? No, but we've done frickin' 7 of 11. Okay, here we go. Let's name this one then. Not carbon-based. What the fudge are you then, mate? All right, well... Miyogi is the master of pets. I'm going to be calling this one Miyogi because it's proper weird. It's not even carbon-based. There you go, Miyogi. You've been immortalized. What the fudge is it? A fragrant? It's just a bunch of antennae that pop out the ground. Well, I'm going to call this one Old Explorer. Hello there, Ed, by the way, mate. How are you, sir? Hi all, says Old Explorer. There you go, Old Explorer. Chicka-bah! Immortalized. Yes, I'm in a good mood. Well, I always am. You are Miyogi. You're freaking fantastic. Heck yes, you are. Okay, gets cold easy, this one. Okay, fine. Let's name this after someone then. We're going to call this one King Cool Man because he's got cool in his freaking name. King Cool Man. There you go, King Cool Man. King Cool Man, he has got a YouTube channel. Does mainly vlogs. And he's such a happy soul. He really is. If you want something that just put this smile on your face, it's not really No Man's Sky content. He does some gaming, sometimes a little bit of No Man's Sky, but it's just his vlogs. And his vlogs are really actually quite good. Venom-laden claws. Okay, this was the one with the eyeballs in, but for whatever reason, it's not really rendering the outer sac, and they look more like just globes now. I don't know what's going on there. That's a bit freaking broken. We're going to call this one a high-powered beaver. High-powered beaver. Oh, brilliant. Okay, well, that's tickled me. High-powered... Oh, dear. Where do you get these names? How does this even happen? You know, I don't think I need to know on this one, to be fair. But yeah, here we go. High-powered beaver. It sounds like some sort of dodgy toy you're going to get from Blinking and Summers, that one. I don't know why that didn't take. There you go. It took a little while to think about it. And this one is untamable and it looks like Balut. This looks like the thing I freaking ate in the Philippines. Righto, I'm going to call this one the Moon Shepherd. Heck yes, the Moon Shepherd. It does look like it might be made out of some moon rock, to be honest. There we go, the Moon Shepherd. Dun 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 dun. I do like that name, Moon Shepherd. It's very cool. Bum bum bum. Shepherd. Boom! And you're in. Yes. And this thing. Retractable eye stalks. Look at it. Looks like one of those animite things from the freaking prehistoric times, doesn't it? Isn't that lovely? Righto. Well, I'm going to call this one Moose Gaming. Moose Gaming is in the house, people. Moose Gaming, another awesome content creator, and he's actually covering that new Star Wars game. He's on episode 3 now. I've watched the first 2. I missed it. I missed it today, Moose. I wanted to be there. I did. Saliva, PH14. Right, okay, let's jump on in. Let's name this one then. Here we go. It does look quite good, that game, to be honest, the new Star Wars game. I've heard that it's been review bombed, but I haven't looked into as to why, but I saw a couple of people saying it's been review bombed. God knows why. Not a Vampire, this one. It's more of a budgie regard. I guess, named it after Not a Vampire. Who's in the chat? Right, okay, cool. So we've got a couple of others there. Oh, it's got water on this planet. I can't be asked to go into water. But we're nearly done that planet. That was pretty darn good. And it's actually called Cara at the moment. That's the name of my cousin that lives in Wales. Okay, right, anyway, we're going to call this planet Sting Noir. I love that name as well, Sting Noir. That almost sounds like some sort of rock star or something, like Sting, but darker, you know? Yeah, Sting's evil brother. There we go, done. Sting Noir, done. Okay, here we go, let's head on over to this one, and we're going to rename this too. So who are we naming this one after? Inside of here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what's Everbriandibi. I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's probably a real word or something, and I've just completely freaking butchered it. There we go. I'm going to put your name in anyway, even though I can't bloody read it. B-Raid. Where the fudge has it gone? No. It's B-R-I. B-R-I. Oh my days. A-N-B. I have no freaking idea what that means. Is that even... Is that a net? I don't know what it is, but it's in. That's going in. Chickapow. Yeah, system, whatever that is. Ever Brian B. Ever Brian B. Now I can read it. Ever Brian B. When it's in nice big letters there. Ever Brian B. Okay, there you go, Ever Brian B. Sweet. There we go. Leo's. Okay, cool, Leo. Yeah, new update to Jedi today. Oh, nice, Moose. Nice. Okay, let's head on up to the old station in the sky. We'll see what multi-tool frequents the cabinet. But you know what? I don't think there is a single thing in today's episode that's really worth a pin. Maybe that one? Or maybe this one, because it looks like Balut. Here we go, let's add it. There we go, we're going to add that in. I'm going to stick it there. And I'm going to call it Balut. I'm going to call it Balut. Because you can name these different to what you've actually named them inside your catalogue. Pow. There we go, Balut. It does look like what I had in the Philippines. Memories. Oh dear. Okay, and then it's quite easy for me to grab that as a thumbnail later. Yeah, awesome. Let's go. Oh, King Cool Man will be streaming live later. Nice. I've just finished chapter 9 of my Hogwarts Legacy game on PS5, guys. Oh, nice. Nice one, King Cool Man. Pretty darn sweet. I did play Hogwarts Legacy. I got so far with it, and then I just got bored. I forgot why we didn't like the bad guy in it. I mean, at the start, they get a dragon to eat one of your teachers. Now, if you're like me, I didn't like school. I didn't really like many of my teachers, so the fact that one of them became a snack for a dragon didn't bother me at all. And the only other thing they seem to have done is given some girl that you've never met before a bellyache. And that's about it. That's all they've really done. That's as bad as they get. Belly aches and getting a dragon to eat someone. They didn't even do it themselves. They got a dragon to do it. And dragons by nature are a little bit bitey, aren't they? So I just didn't have no drive to stop the bad guys. I started breeding creatures and things like that, and I found that to be a little bit of a distraction. And I got distracted with that, and then thought, why am I doing this? Why am I? And then I just lost interest with it. It's not like it's fantastical beasts or something, but that's kind of what the game turned into, or at least that's what it felt like to me. There was more focus on taming creatures and all that sort of shenanigans than actually doing proper magic and stuff. And again, the combat, although you can mix up different spells, there wasn't a great deal of them, and I got a little bit bored, a little bit repetition. Says me, who plays No Man's Sky. That's quite repetitive. Okay, here we go. Even though it's a procedurally generated world, universe. Okay, parallel Isakov injector. Well, that's a nicer multi-tool than the last one. It's also a B class. I do like the rifles. The rifles are quite snazzy. Like that one, it's actually not bad. I'm not going to slate that one. That one's actually okay. So as far as Frost Crystal Worlds go, I think that one that we landed on had quite nice trees as well. They almost looked like they had like snow and icicles dripping off of them, which was pretty cool. Oh my days, look at the size of this hauler. I like the wings on it. It's very yellow. You see how it clips this sort of side railing here. There's ships that do a lot worse than that. But even that one's clipping the side rails. I honestly think we're going to get an overhaul to the interiors of the space stations. Oh, look, we've got 3 ships in a wave here, people. We've also got this one. Oh, let's see what the name of that one is. Almost like a Kiru or something weird. This one's a nice little fighter. The Victory of Perfection. You like yourself a bit, don't you? Victory of Perfection. Nice. Well, it's quite nice, but I'm not going to say it's perfect. Because, well, it's got orange on it. I do like the colour orange, but no. And we've got a nice little blue number over there. Inspiring. Derriere. What? Inspiring Derriere. Well, derriere over here in the UK is a backside. So, yeah, that inspiring backside. Lovely. Okay, so we've got that one that thinks it's perfect. That one that's got an inspiring backside. Lovely. Okay. Oh, look, we've got another hauler that's just landed. A blue one. Ancestral Experiment. What a lovely name. But it's not exactly a lovely hauler. It's a little, yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. But there we go, people. So we've had a pretty good little episode here. Let me make myself a bit bigger on the screen, because I think there's something inside of the chat there. What rumour is that, Beaver? Let's have a look what Beaver is saying. High-powered Beaver. Again, let's have a look what it... Am I the wonder? I am honoured. The Moon Shepherd. Yes, I think you are. Yes. Yes, heck yes. I think you are the wonder. Okay, cool. What rumour is that, High-powered Beaver? Is the expedition rumour true? Ooh, yes. Enlighten us. Elaborate, high-powered Beaver. What rumour are you hearing of the expedition? I did put a poll out about the expedition. I put a poll out asking people whether they think it might be pirate-related expedition, an outlaw-related expedition, or a small update and some small expedition that has no rhyme or reason or lore, or maybe a lore-based expedition or something like that. Something on the Void Mother, maybe, expedition. Yeah. Lol, Captain Steve. Yep, nice. I'm glad I made you chuckle. Yes, what rumour? And he hasn't come back. Yes, expedition rumour? Question mark. Yeah, I don't think we've got it come back in exactly what this rumour is. Hello, Captain. The follower viewers of the verse. Well, hello there, Joy Roth. Salutamondo. Sweet. Got it. And we got DBZ Madman 96. Captain Steve. There must have been an issue for me. And that Gavin Smith. Oh, what was that issue at Dragon Ball Z, man? I'm scrolling. I can't... maybe it was just notification-wise, maybe. But anyway, I have got Dragon Ball Z stuff right there. Look, I'm pretty mad on Dragon Ball Z myself. I like the Dragon Ball Z Fighters game. It's a little bit like Street Fighter 2, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. It's actually good fun. Give it a try if you haven't tried that one. That's a good one. Okay, here we go. High-powered Beaver. Zoo Games made a video about the next expedition. Oh yeah, well, that's not really a rumour. That's just speculation on what he thinks it's going to be. So yeah, I watched Zoo's video. So he says it's Expedition 10. And because it's the 10th expedition, do we think it's going to be a big one? even though, you know, expeditions, they're kind of the same length. They all have the same amount of badges in. The only time one has really sort of felt larger was maybe Beachhead, because we had all those encrypted ones to do to get ourselves the Normandy, and they hid it pretty well. That was a nice little surprise when the Normandy flew in low orbit. Whether they would do something special like that again is a good question. Zoo does raise an interesting point on the expedition. Now, I have put that poll out. I'm going to be doing a video fairly similar on what I think the expedition is going to be this time. But yes, he does make a good point that Expedition 10, Hello Games and Numbers, they do tend to do things occasionally. Although they did break that track record when they put out 4.0 as Waypoint, and it wasn't a massive summer update. But yeah, we'll see. And he also raised a point of, do you think we'd ever be able to run expeditions whenever we wish? Now, Hello Games has done the Reduxes a couple of times, but it would make sense for them to let people just hit up expeditions whenever they want, especially since now it's on every single platform, including Switch, and Switch only came in latter part of the other year. So, yeah. Not clickbait speculation, there's a difference. Heck yes. So yeah, when you go buy stuff that's inside of the game or inside of the lore, I wouldn't say that's clickbait speculation. You see, I'd say Zoo is very good at doing speculation videos because he always brings up something as a reference point. It's like the whole thing with what was it? 4chan, the 4chan link. I've done videos on the 4chan links myself. But even that, I kind of think I'm on the same level as Zoo with that. I kind of feel that might have been a real thing, and Hello Games has split it up, and they're drip feeding that massive update into smaller updates just to keep us interested. Because I honestly think they've shifted more of their workforce onto their new ambitious project than they're willing to admit. But yeah, I think that they're drip feeding us updates now. Rather than doing massive updates, I think they've done a massive update, cut it up into pieces. Hence why we got that frickin' station override core thing 2 years ago, and it still has no rhyme or reason. You know, the station overrides don't do anything for that station core. So I kind of think that they've been cutting these things up. It's like the new stations. The outside, the actual mesh of the outside of the station. You know, the flight paths make more sense to it. When you look at the ships right now, here you go, I'll take a look, but they fly in through the ceiling over here. When you look at the new stations, they've got a much higher mouth to them, and the ships wouldn't fly through the ceiling. I honestly think we're going to get a massive overhaul to the inside of these as well, mainly because you see this machine over here. It's got the flight path initiator on it, okay? So when you look at this thing here, boom, let's go into there, bing. Zoom over, you see all these lines? Each one of those is a flight path, and it shows that one of them has got an error with it. Well, that's probably us, because we're the anomaly inside of here, you know? So you can count the actual lines there. There's like, what, 12 of them or something, where in actual fact, inside of here, we've only got 2, 4, 6, 8 landing pads, but there's like 12 lines there. So I honestly think that we're going to get 12 landing pads inside of here. Is there 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 12 of them. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that could just be an art thing. It could just be a graphic, Captain Steve. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Well, if I go and fly inside of the Nexus, there's something fairly similar inside of the Nexus that shows how many landing pads are inside of the Nexus. And one of those also has an anomaly with it, or some sort of error. Let's just get away from the station. Let's call in the old Nexus, and I'll show you what I mean, just in case it slipped you guys by inside the viewerverse. But, you know, a lot of you have got eagle eyes. A lot of you are the people that point stuff out to me rather than the opposite way around. But anyway, let's fly on in, and I'll show you what I mean. High-powered beaver, maybe something to complete with the new space games. Yeah, it might be some sort of, you know, a little bit like the old Normandy thing, who knows. Yeah, was also thinking maybe they won't do 10, but instead rerun 1 to 9, says Zoo. Maybe do a rerun of the Redux. They tend to use the Reduxes, I think, for the quiet times of the year. I mean, I could be wrong. But here we go. See over here, you've got this on the wall here, and it shows the flight paths again, and it shows all the landing pads. I mean, when you look at this, there we go, flight paths and the landing pads, and there's an errored one here as well. So you've got the same sort of panel that we're seeing inside of the stations, but we've got it inside of the Nexus. So, and when you count the landing pads here, there is that many landing pads actually inside of the Nexus. So it does correlate a little bit better into here than it does inside of the station. But yeah, honestly think they're going to increase the actual landing pads inside of the station. So a lot of people are speculating that, yes, we've got new exteriors, but will we have interiors? Maybe that's what's taking them so long. Maybe the stations are going to be a little bit more modular. Maybe we might get ownership of them. Maybe they might become more complex. Maybe they might have more rhyme or reason. Maybe they might get better missions. There's a lot of mights, there's a lot of possibilities, and I don't really want to set anybody's sort of hype levels to the maximum on this, but I would like to hope that we're going to get some sort of station overhaul update alongside a expedition. And if I had to guess what the expedition is going to be, I would say because they've held on to the Sentinel ship trails, which you can get inside your freighter menu, but is not unlockable yet, and also there's that solar helmet that's they put it on the last load of patch notes, yet we can't actually get it. I kind of think, because they've held on to those two things, I think those two things might become Quicksilver items. The Sentinel ship trails and also that solar helmet. So I'm wondering whether their next expedition might be Sentinel and Outlaw based. And perhaps that's why we've been getting the updates we've been getting with all the Sentinel upgrades and all the Sentinel updates to sort of bring that expedition in its fullest entirety. Perhaps we're going to get a new sort of side arc that tells us all about the Aerons or Sentinels, whatever you want to call them, and how they became the way that they are, and why we're seeing maybe the corruption that we're seeing from maybe this Void Mother. Because I honestly think that the latest update is more of a warning message. I don't really think the Sentinels are the bad guys. They're the space police at the end of the day, aren't they? And the corrupted ones, they're being corrupted by this Void Mother thing. Anyway, if you go to this console here, upgrade, and you go to customize appearance, over on engines there's this one that's been locked for ages, the Sentinel ship engines. Now a lot of people out there that can edit the game files have unlocked them. They're nice red crimson sort of ship trails and make it look more sentinelized. Pretty nice. So I think they've held on to that. They've held on to this solar helmet, which I can't really show you inside the game right now, but I think you guys know the ones I mean. You know, like the solar wing ships that we've got. It's got solar wings on the front. It looks very steampunk at the front of the helmet. It's pretty darn cool, the actual helmet itself, but it's not in game yet. And I think that's probably going to be rolled out inside of an expedition at some point, because I think it's too good to just be a normal Quicksilver item. But that said, we've got the Firstborn cowl in there, and we have had the helmet that I'm wearing on my head right now as a Quicksilver item in the past, but that was way before expeditions even appeared. So yeah, who knows? We'll have to wait and see, people. Wait and see what actually comes out. But that's what I'm thinking. That's where my speculation is. I need to do a separate video on all of this, even though you guys have heard it here first, but I'll do a shorter video just on all of this sort of stuff. Sorry to hear that, Beaver. What's happened? I'm still struggling with the crashes on Switch. Yeah, I watch Budget Reno play. He's an awesome content creator for Switch. If you're looking for somebody that plays Switch predominantly, check out Budget Reno. He's another English chap. He's a really nice guy. I actually met him. We had like a brunch each, fry up, over in our local town. Because he lives just round the corner. Freaking random ass. But yeah, such a lovely guy. Check him out, Budget Reno. He's really good. But yeah, I've seen him have a few crashes during his streams at times, people. We've got Kanos here. What I don't get is how we can get so many amazing updates and content for free, says Kanos. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty darn cool that Hello Games has been doing that. Now, I have done videos in the past where I've done a bit of a rant, where I've gone on to say, well, the reason I bought No Man's Sky is because of the procedural engine. It's like ordering yourself like a Lamborghini or something because you want that sports engine. I wanted the procedural engine. I buy the actual Lamborghini, get it home and find out that it's got like a Mini Cooper engine inside it. So I go back to the dealership and they're like, you know what? You will get that engine at some point, but for now we're going to give you some fuzzy dice. We're going to give you some bucket seats and stuff like that. You like all your freebies, don't you? Yes, I like my freebies. I go back a few months later. Got the engine yet? No, but here you go. You can have this new sat nav. Oh, lovely. Well, I like a sat-nav. That's pretty good. That's going to help me out. But it's still not the engine. It's still not the procedural engine, is it? And we're still waiting for the procedural engine, I think, to deliver and maximise on what the procedural engine can do. But I kind of think now that technology's moved on, the graphics have moved on, and everything else in the game has moved on so far, I don't think they can deliver that procedural engine anymore. I think it's got too complex. I mean, like you just said, how many crashes are on Switch? Exactly. Well, we're seeing crashes on the Xbox One and PlayStation Pro. I get crashes even on PlayStation 5. So I don't think we're going to get that procedural greatness. I kind of think the Super Formula is now sort of out of the window on the or off the table for design. But I remain hopeful, but I don't want to remain to the point that I'm going to hype it up anymore, because I honestly think what we're getting now, you know, like the Sentinel updates, new Sentinel ships, new sort of, I think fuzzy dice and extras for our car is all we're going to get, and little tweaks to the procedural engine, maybe like procedural dungeons, maybe, or some sort of proceduralness like the procedural Sentinel ships, you know, that sort of stuff. I don't think we're going to see the mass variety or warping of meshes and things like that. I don't think we're going to get the every atom is procedural, every rock, tree, bush, blade of grass, every cloud procedural. I don't think we're ever going to get that. I think it would have been that way at one point, but I think they've moved too far in the realms of development to deliver that now, people. Here's my feel on it. I just hope that their next game is procedural based, and I hope that it delivers in that procedural exploration buy-in that I dreamt onto at the beginning of all of this. Anyway, Dark Star Sierra, could the Void Mother thing be a fully saying Void Mother is here, 16 characters, there are station replies, I see her. Yeah, so inside of the actual station core it says I see her, and the Void Mother, well, it just says Void Mother. It doesn't say the word the, it's just Void Mother. I don't know whether there's extra characters on. I've seen some people saying, some of them say 16 or whatever, but there's a lot of spaces in there and things as well. I really don't know. I would gladly pay for updates if the game was fixed completely, says your daddy. Yeah, I would pay for some sort of updates as well, to be fair. I mean, they've got a 40-strong team now. If you look at LinkedIn, they have grown their team massively. And to say, you know, I don't know how they can do all these updates for free. Well, every single time they do a massive update, and there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of marketing that goes on with inside the Twitter spaces. I mean, if you look at the Steam charts, it's still in the top 10 games that's being played on Steam Deck, at least anyway. They're not short of cash. Every single company inside of the UK, people, has to register with Company House. If you jump over to companyhouse.com and type in Hello Games, it comes up with all of their profits. It comes up with all of their sort of returns for the year, and even comes up with statements to whoever's invested inside of Hello Games to tell them what future plans are. And it does mention that they're working on side projects. So like they mentioned a side project, a smaller game. They didn't actually put the title in there for The Last Campfire, but now they do, you know. So yeah, check it all out. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal, and how much they're actually earning. And yeah, they've got enough to float the boat, to be honest. They're doing pretty well. As far, I mean, considering that they're an indie developer, they're doing freaking well. Let's put it that way. So yeah. Lovely. So people still buy the game. People have bought it on multiple platforms. People that have got in this chat right now, how many people that are on Switch also have it like on PC or Xbox or PlayStation? There's probably a lot of people that have it on Switch and another platform. They just want to play it on the go. You know? So, yeah, it is a great game. It's a freaking awesome game. Monkrat, to be honest, I'm surprised how much love is really getting pumped into this game. Well, it was a labour of love. Now, when they first started out with No Man's Sky, they drew inspiration from the front pages of books that they loved, like Chris Foss. If you look at Chris Foss's artwork, oh my days, Chris Foss is an awesome artist. Yeah, so they drew inspiration from all that sort of stuff. I would say some of the visual cues have changed. A lot of the actual visuals inside of game now, they look really kind of snazzy. I mean, check this out, right? So if I just go into camera mode, if I just go around to the backpack on here, and I just zoom into these cables on here. Look at the texture quality on these. Freaking awesome. Look at the bump mapping. It's actually really quite cool. Now, when No Man's Sky first came out, it almost looked like a cel-shaded, almost Dragon Ball Z-esque type affair. It was very cel-shaded. All this bloom that we've got, all the visual effects that they've added in, all these sort of lighting effects, all the actual look and feel to the freighters now. It just looks freaking awesome, doesn't it? So this is what I'm saying. I think they've gone down the route of working on the visuals and making this game appeal to the next generation of consoles rather than that cel-shaded look, to the point that if they do put in anything new and procedural in, alongside all of this sort of stuff, it's probably just going to fall over and die, because look at it. It looks freaking great. Even the glass effects look amazing now. The game is a work of art. It always has been. It always has been, in my opinion. I liked the original look. I like this new look. I can't complain about the look of this game. This game is perfect for me. I mean, I did try playing like Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. And as much as I liked the games, I found them too complex. And I also found that the graphics themselves were a little bit dull in a way, and slightly more boring than this. I love the actual planets in this. I like all the camera photography and things like that. Now, there's people out there that are going to say, Star Citizen, you can get some awesome photos in that. Heck, yes, you can. Yes, you can. But there's not as many biome types, and they almost look Earth-like, the planets inside of that. And I'm really hoping that Starfield delivers on that alien vibe. I mean, we've only seen a couple of planets, but the planets I have seen, and some of the actual fauna I've seen on the planets, is awesome. Now, Star Citizen, they were working on a fauna update, and it seems to have just fallen off the radar. You know, if they actually added in alien creatures on planets inside of Star Citizen, I mean, they've done one with a giant sandworm like Dune, but not only that, they put in other sorts of fauna as well. You can find sort of concept art and stuff for it, but it just hasn't been realised into game yet. If they do that, I might jump back into Star Citizen and give it another whirl, because I did like the Star Citizen universe. And although I say that it was quite complex, I've actually got that one-handed keyboard now that I'm using for that other game. And yeah, I think I might be able to get on with it a little bit better. I might have to give it another whirl at some point. It looks great now, but I hope they don't ever go too realistic. Yeah, same. I do like this. It almost feels like a comic book type feel now. Before it felt cel-shaded, now it feels kind of comic book-esque. I kind of love it. I love No Man's Sky. And it is still a labour of love for the actual team at Hello Games, but I think they've been heavily influenced by the community and what the community would like to see happen inside of No Man's Sky, and I kind of feel that it moved away from their original vision. But then again, what was their original vision? You know, you've only got to watch a couple of the interviews with Sean Murray at the start, where he was answering those 100 quick-fire questions. It kind of still felt that it was a little bit of up in the air when it came to what No Man's Sky was going to be. Anyway, phones cannot take that much detail of No Man's Sky. You're wondering whether it's going to come to phones. Well, you know, I'm on this thing, and this is like a Samsung Fold phone, and you know, it's quite bloody powerful. I'm surprised the games that this runs, some of the games that this runs, are freaking awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if it came to mobile. Maybe not this generation, but maybe 2 generations' time could actually do it. I mean, they are bringing it to Mac iOS, aren't they? Or that's what they said they were doing. I think they're holding on for the Mac OS launch until, you know, Mac VR glasses drop. I was talking to Scottish Rod about this. Now, Scottish Rod actually has an Apple Mac, and he was the one that put this idea into my head that, you know, maybe the delay is because it's going to come out on the Mac freaking VR. And I think he could be right. I think he's on to something. So yeah, Scottish Rod, I think that's probably what's going on there, and that's why we've got the radio silence on the old Mac iOS. It wasn't even mentioned in the recent patch notes or anything, was it? You know? Boom goes the dynamite. My phone's done. It went kablooey. yeah, nothing compares No Man's Sky for me. No, your daddy, you're quite right. It stands on its own. I love No Man's Sky. I mean, there is talk of Ubisoft making a procedural sort of universe when it comes to Star Wars, but then putting in a couple of known and loved planets with known and loved areas of space inside of Star Wars. If they managed to pull that off, that's definitely something I'm going to be jumping in on. They were also working on a game called Beyond Good and Evil 2, which lets you transition from planet to space. They also made a game that's actually out. It's I think it's called Starlink Battle for Atlas. But yeah, that game's been out for some time, and that lets you transition from space to planet and stuff like that. And that's by Ubisoft. So I think they've got the technical know-how on how to do it, and I think it can be delivered. But is it going to be procedurally great like this? Probably not. But it might have a better sort of story and narrative in there to follow, which I'm really hoping that Hello Games sort of puts in a few more story arcs. Yes, we've got the Artemis quest line, we've got the Traces of Metal, we've got the Starbirth and all sorts of other missions. But it'd be nice to have some just as big as the Artemis quest line as different choices or paths to go on. But anyway, I'm going off on tangents now. I hope you enjoyed this random portal exploration. I hope you enjoyed the bit of speculation at the end. I'll probably be making a separate video about all this sort of speculation and going by what's on the poll. If you want to chime in on that poll, put a comment on. I should be reading out the comments and doing all that sort of stuff in a cup of tea type format. So yeah, chime in and put your 2 cents in over there. Sweet. Anyway, and take care everyone. Goodbye, goodbye. And goodbye again.